Alright, we are now rolling for the actual recording of whatever the hell this is supposed to be. So,
Dances with Scoob.
It's so exciting. I'm so excited. You don't understand. Hem. Oh, I'm assuming you're wondering why I've gathered you here today.
Always.
most definitely.
Full reasons. First of all, I really liked Boomerang growing up.
That fine cartoon channel.
Yeah, like the old cartoon channel with all the fucking, Anyway, I really loved Scooby-Doo. Recently, I've been watching a lot of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, just enrapturing myself in the Scooby-Doo lore.
Such a great show.
Oh, I love Boomerang, but do you know what I hate?
What do you hate?
Racists?
No, now you made me seem no, Twitter. I hate Twitter.
Yeah,
You don't.
I hate Twitter.
You don't hate racists?
Yes, I do, which is why you're on thin ice with this show. Anyway, so it's a tweet from the 28th of April, 2019. It's a bit old. It's a thread by this guy, right? This is Jonathan H. Gray, and he's made a complete list of every single Hanna-Barbera Scooby-Doo clone. But we're gonna get to that in a bit. First of all, I don't know if you guys know this, but if there's one thing that Hanna-Barbera really liked, it was money.
Right.
That's why all their old cartoons are absolute fucking garbage. Like, that's why the animation quality is so bad. That's why the writing is okay. Like, they're good, they're good, kids' cartoons. Like, quality-wise.
They're a bare minimum.
Before we get to that, I want to talk about one more piece of Scooby-Doo lore before we get into the main chunk. Because while I was doing my research for this, I found out about a character which there are very little details about. Great Grandpa Scooby.
Great Grandpa Scooby?
Great Grandpa Scooby. Now, if you go to Scoobypedia, the Wikipedia for Scooby-Doo, all the information you get is gender, male, hair color, misty, eye color, black. Other statistics: occupation, soldier, deceased. His family
Soldier?
his son is I'm getting to that. His son is Grandpa Scooby. His great grandson is Scooby-Doo, along with Skippy-Doo, Yabba-Doo, Ruby-Doo, Howdy-Doo, and Scrappy-Doo. All of those are his and grandchildren. I'm assuming that Scooby-Dum, who is Scooby-Doo's cousin, is his grandnephew. So if you look now, you guys can't see this, but I'm looking at it pretty well.
I'm looking at it too.
The hat that he has is questionable. It makes you wonder what war he was fighting in, or what. Okay, he's wearing one of those, when you think of the Civil War, you think of the Civil War and you think of that one Civil War hat. He's wearing that.
Oh
So
boy.
My prevailing theory is that I think Scooby-Doo's great-grandfather fought for the Confederacy.
One sec, allow me to pull up an image.
Please do.
Give me a moment. Let me,
Of course. It really puts everything into perspective, you know?
Where does Scooby-Doo take place? What
Um,
part of the country?
so I don't know if you know this, but there's only 2 confirmed locations for where Scooby and the gang live.
There's Crystal Cove and Mystery Incorporated.
Crystal Cove and Mystery Incorporated, which I would love to live there in real life. Honestly, Mystery Incorporated is my favorite show of all time, but that's besides the point. In Coolsville?
Oh yeah, that's from
Yeah.
the movies, right?
for all of our
in-
wonderful viewers, this is what he
The-
looks like.
The live
Dear
action
God.
in the live action Scooby-Doo movie, they mentioned Coolsville, but Coolsville, I think, came up with that name in the 90s.
That sounds like a very 90s thing.
It does sound like a very nice
It definitely is. So yeah, they've lived. Neither of those. Okay, so here's my thing, right? I think with the limited amount of information we have about Great Grandpa Scooby, first of all, Great Grandpa Scooby just haunts his son for some reason.
His great grandson, or
No, his son. Episode he's in, he's haunting his son.
Gramps
Son,
Scooby?
Grandpa Scooby, who lives in lives in Scooby Manor?
Okay, wait. I have a theory then about this, about why he's haunting them. You see, Great Grandpa Scoob haunting his family is a metaphor for how racism haunts all American families, and our horrible past with racism in this country.
Gio, that's only your history. My family history is little to no race. Oh, actually, that's not true. That's I don't know. I don't know if I've told you guys this story before, but my dad once liked to tell the story of his stepfather's uncle, who they went to visit his widow, and the uncle was a member of the KKK, and
Fun.
he asked his widow, like, how did you feel about him being in the KKK? She said it was awful, and he was so relieved. She goes, he always ruined perfectly good bed sheets. And just the awe on this poor man's face. For a split second, she thought, anyway, that's besides the point. My theory, since we have Scooby Manor, right, and we have Scooby-Doo, you know, and great Grandpa Scooby, who clearly fought for the Confederacy, as we've established. I think the Scoob family fortune is built off of plantation owning. I'm serious about that. Scoob, our friend Scoob doesn't come from a great line. Let's talk about some other Hanna-Barbera cartoons. So this guy has a list, a very long list. It's a list of 22. I've watched some of these shows. There's some I want to talk about, like, definitely. So I'm gonna go with the first one that I want to talk about, and then I'm gonna give you guys options. Okay?
All right.
So, okay, Matt, I know I've talked to you about this one before. Goober and the Ghost Chasers.
Oh, Goober and the Ghost Chasers. That's a throwback.
Giorgio, do you know about Goober and the Ghost Chasers?
No.
Okay. So this is the most, like, definite ripoff of all time. Like, okay. So Goober and the Ghost Chasers. We're gonna pull up a little synopsis of it from Wikipedia. American animated television series produced by Hanna-Barbera, animated by Eric Porter, in Australia, and broadcast on ABC from September 8th, 1973 to August 30th, 1975. The plot synopsis real quick. According to Hanna-Barbera's successful Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, Goober and the Ghost Chasers also features a group of teenagers, Ed, Billy, and Tina, solving spooky mysteries with their Afghan hound-like dog, Goober. Now, before I get into the rest of the plot synopsis, Goober is what happens if you go...
Did you say Afghan hound?
Yeah,
that's like a type of
dog. I'm pulling up
like...
an image on the OBS.
Okay.
One sec.
So what they did with Goober and the Ghost Chasers is they said, okay, the Shaggy and Scooby dynamic works. A stoner and his talking dog is something people enjoy. What if we made stoner talking dog? So Goober is this very, like, low energy, like, dog, who can also turn invisible.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. By the way, this is far from the funniest spin-off, but I just like this one the most. Yeah, they write for Ghost Chasers magazine, and they try to determine whether ghosts are real or not. Often they did find real ghosts.
So ghosts are real.
Ghosts are real, and also the Partridge families in this for some reason.
The what
Yeah,
family?
I pulled up an image of it, and it looks like they tried to take the original cast of Scooby-Doo and then compress them into the Alvin and the Chipmunks format. That's the impression that I get.
Basically what
It
we're
was like
working with
there
here.
were 4 people. Now there gotta be 3. Fuck. So yeah, that's that.
So the other ones, I'm gonna give you guys 3 options for what you guys want to talk about next. You have Jabberjaw, Speed Buggy.
Can we just get into the Twitter thread, man?
I'm in the Twitter thread, you damn idiot.
You mong.
Or Amazing Chan and the Chan Clan.
Amazing Chan and the Shan Clan sounds racist, so...
Jabberjaw. Jabberjaw, because it's hilarious.
Jabberjaw.
Okay, we're gonna go with Jabberjaw. So, I watched Jabberjaw as a kid. Plot of Jabberjaw is, what if we made Scooby-Doo, but he's Jaws?
It's actually a great idea.
Jabberjaw is Scooby-Doo if Scooby-Doo
was a shark.
was a shark. An annoying shark that I've hated for my entire life and wish I could kill.
Connor just hates cowards.
Yeah, actually, Jabberjaw is indeed a coward. It was only on for one season on BBC. He is a 15-foot tall, air-breathing great white shark, which would be terrifying if he wasn't such a wimp. And is the drummer for the Neptunes, a rock group made of 4 teenagers.
How does he play the drums? How does he do it?
I'm assuming with the legs of the children that he has devoured in the group. The 4 teenagers are Biff, Billy, Bubbles, and Clamhead, who had a terrible accident when 2 vans collided just at his skull. It's a miracle he survived.
Wait. What are these names?
Biff?
Who names their children these? Like, what?
Have you never seen Back to the Future?
Okay, no, Biff is the only one of those like kind of normal. Clamhead? Is that like...
I'm sorry. So you're saying that the name Shelly is more normal than the name Biff?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, isn't more normal than the name Biff?
Her name is Shelly or Clamhead?
No. There's Biff, Shelly, Bubbles, and Clamhead.
Okay, Biff and Shelly are fine.
Biff and Shelly are fine, okay.
But Bubbles and Clamhead?
Bubbles and Clamhead, it's underwater themed. Those are 2 underwater things, you absolute idiot.
But imagine naming your child Clamhead.
Or Bubbles.
Like having names implies that fish are sentient in this universe, and any sentient creature contemplating naming their child Bubblehead or whatever.
Here's the thing. Clamhead is human.
This makes it worse.
That's worse. By the way, posting the current layout of OBS in the channel.
The miracle of childbirth. Have you ever?
No.
What does this have to do with their names being Bubbles and Clamhead?
I'm just saying, maybe a tribe of fish saw that and was like, "Wow, that looks like a clam on his head."
That
one did not do well. So they live in the year 2076, which, funnily enough, is also the year the world ends in Fallout. I think.
Baller.
I think I think that's just the year that they go. I think Fallout ends in like 2077, and they just go into like Vault 76.
Okay.
In 2076.
So a year before world ends, and I'm assuming these take place in the same universe.
Right.
Yeah, we all know that.
Neptunes travel to various underwater cities because that's where people live now. All the civilizations are underwater, which I don't know. Is this a commentary on climate change? Was Hanna-Barbera ahead of its time? I don't know why they're underwater. Let me tell you a bit about Clamhead, shall we? Clamhead Rogers, who funnily enough has the same last name as Shaggy.
Are they related?
Is a tall and slim young man who plays bass for the Neptunes and is Jabberjaw's best friend.
Is Jabberjaw a descendant of the Scoobs?
I think Clamhead Rogers is a descendant of Shaggy Rogers. I think the description here makes them close enough that they could be very well related. The thing about all of these, right, is there's other ones in here like the Funky Phantom.
I'm looking at a photo and Clamhead really does just look like they carbon copied Shaggy.
Definitely did. That's what they did for all of these. But there's an episode of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Yes, where all the mascots have to like.
Yeah,
work
where
together.
all the mascots have to, and I don't know. I don't know if think they all exist in this universe. That's my whole.
Clamhead looks like if you told someone to draw Shaggy but make it like Jughead.
Yeah, basically that's basically.
Like Linus.
Also, Hanna-Barbera stole a lot of its shit from Archie Comics too, so that's probably like seriously what it is.
It looks like Shaggy and Jughead Jones in one person.
If is athletic, handsome, and brown-haired, blonde-haired. Thank God, he's the guitar player and level-headed leader. Shelly LaMarine. Ooh, that. Oh, Shelly.
Shelly.
She plays the tambourine. She's described as
Wait.
attractive.
Shelly LaMarine plays the tambourine?
Shelly that sounds like a shitty Beatles song.
Ringo would have written it.
Yeah, that's what.
Listen, mate, I just took a break from beating my wife, and I've got an idea. Shelly Marine plays the tambourine.
She considers herself to be star of the band. She's intelligent, attractive, but vain and abrasive. She holds great disdain for Jabberjaw, which me too.
Kind of sounds like you and Shelly are the same person.
We are. She also is
Woman.
she also is the significant other of Stark.
Tony Stark?
Stark. Biff.
Biff
Oh,
Stark. His last name is Stark. Biff Stark. Two people with the last name Stark thought it'd be a great idea to name their child Biff, not contemplating the consequences of having a child named Biff Stark. Absolutely preposterous.
So the last person in the show we're gonna talk about is Bubbles Blowton, Bubbles Blowton, which I originally read as Bubbles Blowtown, and I was very concerned. Bubbles is a young woman with blonde, curly hair who plays keyboard for the Neptunes. She is extremely ditzy and dim-witted, has a cute giggle, similar to Josie and the Pussycats' Melody. Billy sometimes nicknames her Dingaling or Bubblehead. When I first read that part, I forgot I was reading about Bubbles, and I thought the sentence was just Shelly sometimes nicknames her Dingaling. And I was really concerned there for a second. So yeah, that's Jabberjaw, by far my least favorite. I hate that you guys picked that one on next. Also, you said you said you wanted Chan Clan?
Chan Clan. Fuck
Chan
it.
Clan. Oh, Chan Clan is okay. It's very
Looks
very
like a-
interesting show.
I
So-
just looked them up. Oh boy.
Yeah, so
Oh boy.
you know how Scooby-Doo has a healthy amount of characters?
Right, like a reasonable amount of characters
Reasonable amount of-
that one can
So-
keep track of. Hold up for a second while I pull up the image.
Oh my god. It's based off of a book series actually. I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's based off of a book series. But
What is this?
throughout the
What is this?
let me
Why
get
do
to
they
that, let me
got
get
like even more flamboyant John Lennon
on,
but Asian?
hold on.
Like right in the
hold on.
middle there.
Throughout the series, legendary Chinese sleuth Charlie Chan is alternately handicapped and assisted by his brood of 10 children and their dog Choo Choo. His brood.
I'm looking at this on the internet. Half of them are played by white people.
I am looking at this on the internet. Well, it's the 70s. What are you expecting? Oh, we
I
gotta
would
find
give
some actual Asian American actors to pay these. No.
No.
You think the white people are being paid decently as Hanna-Barbera? No
There's
one was
the
getting paid.
detective, There's
travel-
the dog. There's the brood of children.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. And there's
Wait,
Confederate
so-
Shaggy.
So we got okay. So for this show, the parts of like the Scooby-Doo ripoff categories we have are a group of wacky individuals.
I just found the DeviantArt for this group.
Please don't show me any of that.
Please
So
don't.
we have a
For
group
the sake of
we have
human dignity.
a group of super sleuths and their animal. But do you know what we're missing?
What?
Stoner.
Oh, a vehicle for them to travel around in. In this one, it is the Chan van. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is maybe a bad comparison to make, but have you guys ever watched Community?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You know how Mr. Chang always calls something Chang something?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I have Changnesia.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what
Alright.
I'm thinking of here.
All right.
Chan van, the Chan clan. Vehicle was built by teenage genius Alan Chan.
The van is the orange wedge thing, right?
Yeah, the van is the orange wedge thing. If you look at the Wikipedia page, the picture that the title card we have for our amazing Mr. Chan here, does not look okay.
Yeah, he looks a bit.
Not.
He looks a bit blitzed. Is the best way that I could describe it. Here's a very
course.
tiny image of the Chan clan van.
Oh, no Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the 70s could be complete without a band. That's where the Chan clan parts comes in. They are a 10-person band.
Chan clan band van. This is
You know what?
ridiculous.
So we're gonna look through the cast of characters for this one, and this one's gonna be long. Mr. Charlie, the Amazing Chan, is a famous detective and single father of 10. So that's fun. He often finds whatever case-solving clues his children may have overlooked. He just goes, "Go out, kids,
Get out of
find
here.
clues."
Get
And
out
then
of
he
here.
goes, "Idiots! You didn't find all the clues." Expecting this army of
Small man.
small men and women. Then we have
Small
Henry
Chans.
Then we have who?
Small Henry Chan. He's the eldest of Charlie's 10 offspring, which is a hobby, Jesus Christ. He's a teen heartthrob. He is a natural leader for his siblings in their dad's absence, and he is the drummer for the Chan Kids band. All these Hanna-Barbera cartoons value the drummer way too much.
Yeah, I feel that. I
Like-
feel that.
No
Well, you see it.
bands in real life except like maybe like Nirvana.
Alright,
Or
next up. Give us the next character.
Okay,
Come on,
okay,
hit him
okay.
with it. Hit him with it.
Okay. We have Stanley Chan, second eldest Chan. He forms a comedic duo with Henry, because we need more of that. Delivers the show's tagline, "Bam bam, somebody's in a jam."
Oh boy.
It's actually pretty nice. I like that. I'm gonna use that.
He's the guitarist, and Stanley, much to Henry's chagrin, frequently dons some sort of crazy disguise.
Funny.
Susie is the eldest. I'm just gonna stop saying Chan because I think we get it. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, every Hanna-Barbera cartoon in the 70s, if they had a band, the pretty one was gonna play the tambourine. So Charlie's eldest daughter, a sweet and pretty teen, she plays tambourine for the Chan siblings band.
That
Oh,
had
that
some
didn't
weird
rhyme.
like rhyme meter to it.
Yeah.
That was like
yeah.
a slant rhyme. That was like somebody like really fucking ballsing up at a slam poetry competition.
I mean, I don't know what you'd rhyme with teen there for the Chan siblings.
Tambourine, dumbass.
Charlie's eldest daughter, a sweet and pretty teen, she plays tambourine for the Chan siblings tambourine.
Yeah, right? Right?
For the Chan siblings team.
I guess that one would work better. We have Alan. He's an inventor and engineer who builds and supplies whatever crime-stopping gadgetry his siblings might need.
He
Particularly
also
the
looks
Chan
like he
band.
beats his wife and makes mediocre music. If
Yes.
you'll note the outfit and the glasses and the hair. Yeah, alright.
It's funny because John Lennon.
Yes.
Was arrested in the Philippines in 1984 for illegally manufacturing handguns. He's
Epic.
also part of the horn section, usually playing an oboe to be precise. The Chan Kids brand. This is not a band. This is an orchestra. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
like a real like beefy prog rock band.
Ann Chan is Alan's twin sister, a feminist tomboy.
This is the Jackson 5 on crack.
The Jackson Chan.
Disgusting. I hope you die.
She alternates between guitar and percussion for the kids' band, and is also a lesbian icon.
Hmm.
Chan is the most intellectual of the Chan children. He has a New Yorker subscription, wears black framed glasses, and sometimes talks in scientific terms. Bonus for the
Sodium
Chan kids'
chloride.
band. Flip Chan, leader of the younger siblings. So I need to pause here. So I have a leader for the older siblings, leader for the younger siblings, and Mr. Charlie Chan himself. Was he forming like an army? Is that
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's regimented. They're in battalions.
Didn't you play Metal Gear Solid 5? That's how it works.
like the siblings get into fights, but like fucking Flip is like, well, see, as the leader of the younger Chans, I have
We're
to
gonna be
consult
doing a
the
Roman-style decimation. 1 in 10 gets shot.
I don't. He is most enthusiastic when helping solve the cases. You know, like Charlie brings them all to a murder scene, and everyone else is like, gross, and he's like, let me lick the blood.
Wait, the dog?
No, the boy.
We're not to the dog yet. We have
Wait, the boy licks the blood?
It's a weird thing he has. We have Nancy Chan, who Wikipedia describes as a robust 9-year-old with a ponytail.
What do they mean by robust?
Oh no. She's the most accident-prone of the Chan offspring. She's usually always hungry and loves to crack a joke. Do they mean fat? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they mean fat. I think that's the polite wording.
Amy Chan, at 7, she's Charlie's youngest daughter and the second youngest offspring. In her girly nature, she's prone to bossing Scooter around, which is when we get to Scooter Chan.
Scooter Chan, look at that man. Look at that boy.
6,
Look at that
he's
lad.
killed 15 men. At 6,
Yeah.
he's the youngest and most boyish of the Chan children. His right arm and fiercely proud of it. This sounds like the loading screens you get in like a Just Cause game.
Nah, this is more a Bethesda game loading screen.
Yeah, Scooter Chan is Flip's right arm. He's fiercely proud of it.
It's like the frickin' databases in Assassin's Creed.
The
Code word
Far
for
Cry.
snitch ass tiny man.
Yeah. And then finally, Choo Choo, and children's pet dog. Not the. For some reason, the Wikipedia just says Chan. The whole thing is Choo Choo Chan children's. Choo Choo Chan children's. Choo Choo Chan children's pet dog assists in solving cases and is an expert in making sound effects. Who can howl like a police car siren whenever the kids in the Chan van need to get out of places very fast. Usually seen with the 4 youngest children.
You can howl like a...
I don't know why there are so many kids.
That looks like a fucked up cat. That looks like the cat from the video is. Ma, we have a fucking cat outside. Yeah, that's what
it does.
Choo-Choo
It
looks
does
like.
look like that. It was Speed Buddy, Speed Buggy, which I also watched as a kid. Speed
Lindsay
Buggy.
Lohan was in
One
that.
sec, let me pull up Speed Buggy.
No, she was in Speed Buggy.
Yeah, didn't they do like a live action version of that and she was in it?
I hope not.
I'm looking it up.
So Speed Buggy. First of all, Speed Buggy has Mel Blanc in it. Mel
Huh.
Blanc is an amazing voice actor, and I don't know how they got him to do this. Actually, I do. The answer is money.
Right.
Do you guys know what Speed Buggy sounds like?
No, I do not know what Speed Buggy sounds like.
He just goes. Those are the noises he makes.
It's like a cracked out version of Donald Duck.
Basically, he's based off of Disney movie Love Bug, which is a live action racing movie, and
Right.
Speed Racer, the classic 2008 live action movie. It's only one season. They go around the world on a dune buggy. You know the drill.
Mhm.
Go on races, and they have to defeat villains. You know the thing. Let's get to the characters. Speed Buggy, orange dude buggy nicknamed Speedy, who has the ability to talk and solve mysteries, but barely. Headlights and front grille serve as eyes and mouth, respectively.
Wait, so it's like so it's like the greatest race type thing, but there's still solving mysteries in some capacity.
Basically. Now, here's my problem with this, right? Is I like to think of these things in separate categories. You have movies like Cars, where inanimate objects are sentient, but no.
Right, like you've got
everything is an inanimate object.
Right.
You have movies like Toy Story where inanimate objects are sentient, but it's a specific type of inanimate object. Humans just don't know. Movies like you have shows like Scooby-Doo where instead of it being an inanimate object, it's an animal, and the animal talks, and everyone just accepts it. There are other cars in this show. Those cars aren't living.
Well,
So,
it's a Herbie situation.
Right. That's what Lindsay Lohan was in, by the way.
It's a Herbie goes thermonuclear situation.
She was in Herbie Reloaded or something like that.
He just don't understand. Does he have organs? Okay, if I shoot him, does oil come out or does blood?
Okay, it's the classic. It's the classic Mickey Mouse and what's his Pluto situation. It's like if all these other people are animals, why is Pluto still just a dog?
That's just because Pluto is a sub. Like we've established this.
I might just dump water on my computer.
His voice is similar to the Maxwell automobile. He portrayed on that Mel Blanc portrayed on the radio series The Jack Benny Program, which is actually a really good radio show.
I'll let you know the next time I'm like in 1930.
Actually, they were more 19. You know what? It's whatever. I think Jack Benny was 1940s, 1950s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll let you know the next time I feel like listening to a radio show. Also, listen to the Magnus Archives; they're a good show.
Okay. We have Mark, who is the designated brain of the group. That's about it. Arlene, not Arlene, Debbie. Sorry, the woman who plays Debbie is named Arlene. Is the pretty-faced female among the crew. That's
the
her.
one woman, as I'm currently pointing at.
Phil Luther Jr. as Tinker, a teenage mechanic who is Speed Buggy's designated driver and best friend, because, as we know, Buggy is an alcoholic.
Wait, one sec.
It is Shaggy, yes, you are correct. That is just a picture of Shaggy.
But he looks like a specific... He looks like a specific, Shaggy. Are you, like, really sad? Well, I'm trying to find the... Continue.
I don't know if you've ever watched like Harvey Birdman, but a lot of these people were in Harvey Birdman. Let's see what else. A lot of these other ones are like, okay. Buford Files. It's pretty interesting.
Buford Files. Let me pull that up.
Buford Files. Of course.
Oh, the Buford Files, that's... I don't even want to think about that. That's not great.
So we're gonna go to the overview of this one. It's interesting. Buford is a lazy bloodhound with a mournful bark and a sharp nose for solving mysteries who lives deep in Fenoki Swamp. It takes place in the south, so connection to the beginning is that his great-grandfather was probably also in the Confederacy. He teams up with the teenage Boggs twins, Cindy May and Woody. So you have Cindy May and Woody Boggs. The trio solves confusing mysteries that baffle Sheriff Mule Train and his overeager but dumb-witted deputy Goofer McGee.
McGee.
Buford's abilities are expanded with ears that revolve like radar dishes, and his nose responds to clues like a Geiger counter. Buford has two weaknesses. When the moon comes out, he howls his heart out, often at the most perilous moments, just solve mysteries earlier in the day. Also, he has a running feud with a karate whacking raccoon.
I see the raccoon. That's definitely a raccoon.
Buford Files ran along with another show called The Galloping Ghost. Nugget Nose is the short and feisty ghost of an Old West gold prospector who finds adventure riding his invisible horse. He's also a guardian to Wendy and Rita, two young cowgirls who work at the Fuddy Dude Ranch, owned by grouchy old Fenwick Fuddy, which I think might be is that oh god, what Christmas Carol reference? That's never mind. I'm stupid.
Yeah,
Whenever
you are.
Fuddy is friends to fire the girls, Nugget makes himself invisible and becomes a helping friend by beating the shit out of Fenwick. But he is always battling Fuddy and takes delight in harassing him in odd and humorous ways, which I don't know about that one. Wendy summons Nugget by rubbing on her special gold nugget necklace. That's it. That's all you get about those two.
Alright, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's,
You guys want to do one more?
Sure, fine. One more. We're at,
okay.
35 minutes.
Let's talk about the new Shmoo.
The new Shmoo.
New Shmoo.
New Shmoo. Oh boy, I don't like that character design.
That's Shmoo. That is your little friend Shmoo. He was only on the new Yogi Bear show, which like ran like basically just. I think that's also where the last two things we talked about were. And I don't have much to say about the new Shmoo, honestly.
I just need to pull up an image of this whole lineup just for posterity's sake. And horrifying our
Actually,
viewers.
I was incorrect. It did not. I messed something up. It did not air on what I said it aired on.
That's a thicky bowling pin.
All you get with this one for the Wikipedia article are similar to Scooby-Doo, Where Are You on CBS and later ABC. The show follows a group of teenagers, Vicky, Nita, and Billy Joe, who solve mysteries and crimes with their friend Shmoo, a friendly, bulbous creature who can stretch and shape his body into any form he wants. He's worked for the Mighty Mysteries comics. And there's not much to talk about here besides Shmoo gives me nightmares.
Oh, that's
Shmoo
good to know.
Shmoo himself is I don't know. It's something about his eyes, I think. Cause okay, this man looks like if you. I'm sorry. While going through this, one of the images that popped up was a picture of Shmoo with a condom on his head. He looks like if you tried to draw a bunny with a really skinny head and then took away the ears, basically.
As I said, and as is apparent to anyone viewing this, he does just look like a thicky bowling pin.
He really does. And if you just look at images of him like in with the other characters, like it's a weird show. Right?
Yeah.
He still looks out of place.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I summoned you here to talk about. I'll send you both the Twitter thread if you guys want to do your own little research. Yeah, that's all I had about. Well, actually, I do have one more thing.
What is it? What is
Talk
it?
about Mystery Incorporated for a second. I just need to talk about Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated for a second.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh? Oh?
Why is Velma
Oh, yeah.
the only poor one in that show?
Classic.
Social commentary.
It's not though. It's not like okay. First of all, Shaggy and Scooby's parents are like never there. I'm not saying they're related. Shaggy's parents are never home, right? That's whatever. You got Daphne's parents are together. Ed's mom, stuff happens with her. She's not around. Velma has both her parents, but she lives in such a shitty house. And so like, here's my thing, right? I'm not genuinely believing that the writers of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated put this much effort in.
I don't think they did. How dare you insult them?
So my only problem with Velma in Mystery Incorporated is that she's just such a bitch.
What?
She's, oh my god, she's just awful. Just awful and mean and like above everyone else. With the sole exception of that one time she has a breakdown when presented with an eldritch horror. Like, don't I don't have like any real like connection. I don't like really like don't like her in this show. She's poor. She's surrounded by these rich-ass friends who are always complaining about their problems to her, right?
And she doesn't just go, pay me.
She doesn't just go, pay me, right? So that takes a lot of, like, self-restraint, right?
The doctor is in.
The person that she tries to date, being Shaggy Rogers, like, is like, you meet a girl who's like, oh my god, I love dogs, and you're like, and like I love dogs too, and then like you sleep over at her house and like the dog sleeps between you two, and you're like, oh, that's what you meant. Okay, Shaggy Rogers is a white woman, but like, so she has to deal with that, right? She has to deal with being a semi-intelligent person in a town full of idiots.
Right.
So is my theory that Alma is always on the verge of a mental breakdown, and that's why she's always like that. What are your thoughts?
I'd say that's a reasonable explanation. I have yet to actually, like, watch any of, Scoobert Doobert Mystery Inc.
Have neither of you ever watched Mr.
I watched the complete series.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
I just haven't. I just haven't.
My favorite show of all time.
I have a counter theory. Velma is just the next freak of Crystal Cove.
Huh. Might be it, but like with like actual full-on like violent murder.
I think it's that Scooby is going to become Professor
I
Pericles.
found the image that I was thinking about.
I don't think Scooby's smart enough to become Pericles.
Nah, you see, Scooby pretends to be dumb, but actually, on the side, he's getting very smart, so that one day, he can become Professor Pericles. And
Why
so,
would he-
actually, the real plot is that Mystery Incorporated happens in a time loop, kind of like Bioshock Infinite. So, basically, Scoob and Pericles are one person, just like how Booker and Comstock are the same person. And so, basically,
Whoa,
through the laws
geez,
of time...
spoilers for a
spoilers for a
game.
7-year-old game!
For a 7-year-old game.
Listen, that's still spoilers, alright? I thought Comstock was
You thought Comstock?
Comstock.
I thought he
Listen.
was just Andrew Ryan's like
Listen.
weird
Alright.
his brother.
So you look
Okay,
at
no, that's the
driver
thing, is
for
that
Speed Buggy.
Comstock, Andrew Ryan, and Booker DeWitt are the same person.
Paul Ryan.
No, not Paul Ryan!
You look at the driver for
Holy
Speed
Booker.
Buggy, and then you look at this guy. Literally the exact same drawing of Shaggy.
Can we see this drawing, please?
Give me a moment.
So basically, my theory is that Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated is like the Bioshock Infinite of the Scooby-Doo universe, and it's just revealing that these characters are in a time loop where they are destined to become these future versions of themselves that they are battling. Yeah,
Okay.
that's just my take.
so.
I mean, no, I don't think that's necessarily it. That was kind of a.
It's kind of a we don't joke here, all right?
No jokes. No jokes
No
allowed.
jokes. Okay,
No
so
jokes
I mean,
allowed.
if we're gonna be 100% serious, there is some stuff with that where that some of the Mystery Inc. gang are sort of destined to end up like the original mystery solving people. I forget what they were called.
I think
Were
it's
they-
the original Mystery Inc. I think they're.
I think they were also just called Mystery Inc. Because you have Mr. E, who is exactly like Shaggy, and then
Wow,
you have
stoner old man.
what? When did this turn into theories about the Hanna-Barbera universes? By the way,
Listen.
It was bound to happen.
It's impossible to not talk because just one last thing before we shut this down.
Shut it down.
All these shows take place in the same universe, right? Here's my timeline, right? Scooby-Doo is the first, right? But people eventually get onto the fact that, wait, why can Scooby-Doo talk, right? So they isolate the gene that...
Wait, but I have a question about that. Wait, but like Scooby's ancestors also talked, right?
I'm talking only about... We're only considering
The
Scooby-Doo,
dudes.
Where Are You as canon.
Okay, so we're not considering stuff like Grandpa Scoob.
Not Great Grandpa Scoob, no, right? So they're like, why is this dog talking? Isolate the mutation in his DNA that gives him the ability to speak. Start fucking around and putting in other animals, right? So they start off
With Choo Choo, a horribly malformed gremlin.
No. Choo Choo can't speak. Choo Choo lacks the ability to speak. They start off with Goober, who when they inject this mutation into him, it felt like auto fermentation disease.
Oh right, yeah.
Basically does that, but with like THC. so
Dog
they
with
have to
brewery.
perfect it, right? And the reason they're trying to perfect there's this like group of scientists, like kind of like PETA basically, believe that the only way that we can prevent the climate from being destroyed is if we animals to explain to us what we can do, right? If we can make animals speaking and sentient, people will stop like destroying the environment. Not only will we be destroying humans, but we'd also be destroying these complicated creatures, yada yada yada, right? We're working
Right.
against a group of hyper strong like capitalists who are just going to say build civilizations underwater. Now the Greenpeace thing is right.
Right.
But their final act as an organization is to curse the world, giving a great white shark the ability to speak, making him sound that annoying. As their final farewell as they drown, for they could not afford to live in the underwater dystopia. Then the Jetsons happens after that.
The Jetsons. All right, and with that, we wrap it up.